Hey there, fellows. We've got another interesting experiment in store for you. So obviously every car has a spec sheet, right? You open it up, look at engine horsepower. It can be 70, 60, 160. Doesn't matter. And we all know, but then maybe some people don't know exactly how it's measured. On one hand, you have power at the wheels, and on the other, power at the crank. And so a lot of engine, well, at least of the type you'll see in this engine bay, if my memory serves me, then it makes 64 horsepower. And that is more than enough to propel this car. Granted, it does need a transmission to do that, but I suggest we're gonna remove the front wheels that steer the car. It's some sort of adapter to the crankshaft, and bolt a wheel to it. Then we're gonna start the engine, and see whether those 64 horsepower is enough to get the wheel to rotate, with it bolted straight to the crank. Supposedly the car is gonna spin in circles, and that should make for a pretty fun ride. The key thing is we'll learn whether the engine, well, sans transmission and all of that, can get the wheel rotating and the car moving. It's a very simple idea, so let's get right to it. We bolt a wheel to the crank, will the car spin? Translation and voiceover by BMI Russian. So check out where we're at with this. We've made a cut in the front end, set up a hub, one that can be fitted to the crankshaft. To that, in turn, we bolted the wheel. And we do have an axle underneath the front end. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to roll the car around or onto a trailer. So yeah, we've currently got a 15-inch wheel on there, but I do think it'll be a good idea to replace the winter tire with the summer. It's a gritty surface, so we should have decent grip. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. Otherwise, we've removed the entire front suspension, except for the upper control arms. But yeah, steering assembly. The radiator we relocated to over there. The battery's right next to it. We've also done a few revisions to the rear of the car. The thing is that when we place the car onto 3 wheels, and that axle is running leaf springs, I should mention. The point is, when you'd push down on the fender, the car would go all roly-poly. And to get rid of that effect, we've welded in the usual metal tubing, which are keeping the car dead upright, and it no longer rolls. We also had a welded diff in there, which we replaced. You want an open diff if your wheels are gonna rotate in different directions. And so yeah, I guess we're ready. Hopefully we see the car spinning in circles, but as for what'll really happen, well, we're about to find out. So look here, it's idling, and it's struggling. The engine is turning at low speed, but the wheel is rotating pretty fast. I don't see any problem with that. There will be some wheel spin on this surface. I don't expect the car to spin right away, but we'll allow it to warm up and then gun it. The car seems to have warmed up. And now let's gently... Do we get it off the jack? Give it a push or set it down? Yeah, let's set it down. There we... Bring it up. I don't know, perhaps we should be more abrupt? Yeah, we can try. It moved, but barely. Set it down. That was nice, but didn't last long. Oh, so we're push-starting it. Nope, bring it up. You're gonna be running for a while. Ain't having it. I feel some vibration. Doesn't want to spin. What do you know? Do we have enough tire pressure? Let's have a look. What do we got? Doesn't want to slip. Yeah, you know what? We can put a bit more air into it. So we've decided to let someone drive who weighs less. That's the starter motor, right? It did do a 180. Yeah, all it could do was a 180. Why doesn't it want to move? Right, so we've relocated to a spot with some ice. It is quite slippery, and hopefully we can get it to spin here. Let's give this a try. Come on now. Oh, for crying out loud. Almost. Yeah, it wasn't even going in a circle. Were you on the brakes? Oh, right, it doesn't have any. It was actually going pretty well. Well, yeah. Okay, let's try again. Start the engine. Set it down. It just doesn't want to move. Hold on. I do think there's a certain trick we can use in this scenario. To make it easier for the engine to spin that wheel, what we need to do is make it less grippy. You'd think it should easily slip on ice, but apparently it's under quite a bit of load. And in this case, we're going to employ a certain thing that is quite slippery. Let's remember our childhood years. When we'd go sledding, what would we use? Linoleum, refrigerator doors, plastic bags, yeah. Car hoods? Well, that one is obvious. The best one for that was one for a Zill. As for us, we have with us some Scotch tape. So let's tape up the wheel, and yeah, it's not gonna have any grip as a result. And we'll see how the wheel is going to behave. I mean, problem is it might not even propel the car. But then it might. Place your bets, gentlemen. All right. We doing this? "60 horsepower ain't enough. It's not enough to spin a wheel bolted to the crank." Yeah, I mean, no worries. Now we'll just go back to base. And screw it, we will get a bit of reduction going. And then we'll come back and try this again. Here's the situation, guys. So from a visual standpoint, nothing has really changed. Now, previously, we saw that 64 horsepower just isn't enough to get a wheel to rotate when it's bolted straight to the crank. But now we've slowed things down twofold, and now let's start the engine and allow it to warm. And as you can see, we're at home base instead of driving somewhere. All because, well, the weather kinda sucks. And at that spot, the snow is almost hip deep. Here we clean the snow, you can start it. Let's go! It just doesn't have the power, shoot. Come on now, come on. Almost. Almost got it. Let's go. Man, we could have really done with a clutch. Let's go. Come on now. Almost got it. Almost. Yeah, my foot is going for the clutch. Now, let's whip out the scotch tape, plastic wrap, or like a banner or something, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Come on now. Almost a full 360, yeah. It did a 180 without any help. That's great. Oh yeah, we've torn the tape. Hit it. We've wrapped it. Let's give this another try. Yeah, that was me letting off the gas. No, I honestly shouldn't have done that. Come on. What gives? All right then. In keeping with the age-old tradition, smaller driver. Nick can do the honors. Hit it. Okay, look at it go. There we are. Nice, though it didn't last long. Maybe we try and look for some bald tire. Okay, so we've decided to wrap the tire in a banner. I mean, hopefully we have at least some chance here. Are we ready? Let's go. Looks like it has even more grip. With those wrinkles, it actually dug in pretty good. Well, what can I even say here? These things happen. But in any case, horsepowers, kilowatts, torque and all of that, where'd it all go? I mean, seriously. So we bolted a wheel straight to the crank, and yeah, the engine is gonna struggle, obviously. Especially with the diameter of the wheel being this big. But then we set up some reduction. We slowed things down twofold and a bit. And it still wasn't enough. What a shame. Can you tell us in the comments where the torque, horsepower, and kilowatts are hiding? In the meantime, we'll think about what we can do here, or we can brainstorm together if you have any ideas you want to share. I mean, we're really keen to get the car to spin around. Should be hella fun. And so there you go, guys. This engine does have a bit of power, but in this particular scenario, it fell a bit short. And that's all I got for you. Watch us, subscribe, send in your suggestions, comment, give us a big thumbs up. And that's it for this video. Catch you guys later.